Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Cimnanya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about how Dominicans, how they deny their black culture, or how they deny their black, like everything that got to do with them, like how black their blackness and all that. It is amazing how you see them, people that look like you, and they are telling you that we do not have the same skin color, and they are going to tell you, can't you see my skin? I am Dominican, I am not black. But these people are the people that look for a way to benefit from black people when it is convenient, and then run away when it is not convenient. People that look like me, people that act like me, first of all, people that when you see first, you see their blackness, right? You see how, I don't know how to say that, but when you see them, you see blackness. You see, like, you see them as even Africans. Forget about black and African. You see them as Africans, and then they come to tell you that, Papi, I am not black. I am Dominican. And they are very confused that they try so hard to convince you that they are not black. You know what? Let's get into the
Oh, papi, I'm not African, I'm Dominican. I thought it was a joke, but actually it's true.
Black people in the Americas who spoke Spanish, like you, don't identify with what they actually are, like you do.
Yeah.
Why is it that because they speak Spanish, they think they're another race, when we in this country, in Africa, speak Spanish too, but we're not confused about what we obviously are? Go ahead.
Exactly. That is something that blows my mind. I don't understand. Nationality and race is two things. Dominican, especially República Dominicana. Someone who look like me, and you speak the same language, and you know where you come from, but you don't want to accept it. That's shocking for me, to be honest. So it's like you African when it suits you, but when it doesn't, I'm not African, I'm Dominican. Why is that? Is it because Africa is the worst? Is shit? You don't want to be linked with African? I speak Spanish, and I'm from Africa, and I'm proud to be an African.
I have had multiple guests who are Dominican come up and explain. So I'm going to give you a general response that seems to be the typical response. And I want to see what you would say. So a lot of Dominicans say, well, that's because I am mixed race.
And my question to them is, are you guys happy with what happened? Okay, you are a product of a rape, and you're proud to be mixed with that. Would you go to Spain and say, oh, my dad is from here, because they will call you negro? You and I in Spain, we have not different. They will call you Sudaca, and they will call me negro. A guy from Dominican Republic come down and say, oh, my dad is Spanish. So like, what the fuck? Tú eres negro como él. You're black like him. For the Spanish point of view, you're black.
We are desperately claiming to be part of a people that raped us. We want to claim their blood so much. But even today, if you are mixed race and you go to Spain, they will never see you as one of them, ever. Not saying that they will necessarily hate you, but if you tell them that you are also Spanish, no, you're not. Your question is, you do realize that you are a product of grape, and you're proud of that? That was my question too. And when I brought this up to a Dominican, his answer is, we are a special race because we are mixed. I think the people who claim to be mixed, they romanticize history. They romanticize it. They want to make it a beautiful thing that their ancestors were great. The people that have been demonized the most in the world at this point have been Black Americans specifically. Black Americans have been the most demonized people. Everybody in the world, when they think of Black American, they think the worst. There's nothing good that they think of. Black people are depicted as a monolithic culture, meaning as whatever that white people push regarding imagery, the propaganda with the macro media, all the negative imagery, that is what the world thinks of Black people. Just this marginalized and demonized piece of imagery. An example, you grab a neighborhood that is infested with poverty, with drugs, gangs. In this neighborhood, all kinds of different people live in it. White people, black people, brown people, everybody lives in it. But it's called a black neighborhood. It's called a black neighborhood. And
Yeah.
this particular environment of destruction is what they grab and push in the media to say this is black culture. So all of the black people that are not even a part of any of that
Yeah.
are now bunched in this monolithic, demonized and marginalized depiction of what black is. So now when you have black people of Latin American countries that come here and you tell them, oh, you're black. No, I'm not like those violent people. They are only a product of the propaganda that was pushed onto them.
Yeah.
Because that happened to me too, as a Mexican.
Yeah. I heard that. You said that you wanted to show your video.
Yeah. I had a Dominican come up. When I saw that his name was Taino, I asked him, hey, I see that you identify as Taino, although you're black. Why do you identify as Taino? And he says, because I identify with the Taino. And I said, what does that mean? I understand that they are the victims in this whole scenario. They were just minding their business, living at home, and then foreigners came and destroyed their livelihood. I said, I agree. Thank you for acknowledging it. It's true. And I said, but if you are a descendant of Africa, you do acknowledge that these particular Africans were forced here and they are also victims of ruining, right? And he said, no, because Africans sold other Africans to Europeans. So they are not victims here. It's their fault for what happened to them. So now, you see, when you have a black person who is African descent respond this, you understand now why they say, I'm not African. Because they have something against what they are under the impression their ancestors did. Meaning, in this case, sold their own people to European slave owners.
Wow.
So because of his self-hate, now he's claiming the identity of my people. You're stealing my people's identity because you don't want to be what you are, because you're ashamed of what you think your own ancestors did. So now you're stealing my people's indigeneity, claiming our identity because you refuse to be what you are, obviously openly ashamed of descending from. It's easy.
So this is all I got from this. The truth is that this is a very great conversation, and there is so much damage, caused by the colonial slavery, and the past really need to be fixed, and this is really a great start. The fact that people would rather, it's just really amazing how they are so quick to tell you that they are not black, because I don't know why they said that. This is not something new, but you see them all act black, do black things, and want to benefit from black people when there is need for it. And then it's really crazy, how people that look like me will tell me that I don't look like you, or we are not from the same place, or we do not have the same ancestral, it's just very glaring, it's very obvious. But they would rather identify with the people that raped and all that, why would you want to identify with people who really caused so much harm to you, your ancestors, right? They would rather identify with them than identifying with, it's really crazy, it's something that when you look at somebody, you can tell this is where this person is from. They try so hard to deny that they're African or black side of them and all that. But when something is when there is need for them to claim something from black people when it is convenient, you see them claim it. When it is not convenient, you see them run away. This is a wayward attitude, If you don't want to be black, don't ever think of it. Don't ever act it. Keep denying it. Because it's amazing how you say them. People, it's really amazing how people that look like me, or people that are darker than, I don't know how to explain, but people that look exactly like me, when you they say, can't you see, they ask you, can't you see my color? You know, when they ask you, can't you see my color, you are confused because you don't know what you are saying at that point in time. You know, someone that looks like you, and you are telling them they're telling you, can't you see my color? It is not the same. And oh my God, my goodness, some people are really gone, you know. Some people's mindset really needs to be reset. Like there is need to reset their mindset and all that, because this is really a very terrible thing. And that's why you see some of us are very divided, because they refuse to come together. They refuse to join force. You can imagine seeing someone that look like me and acting like I am not seeing you, or, you know, and they always look for a way to stereotype Black people. And then they come to tell me, Papi, I am not Black, me not Black, me not Black, me Dominican, Papi, me Dominican. And you are looking at somebody that is, I mean, it's amazing how they want. I feel like they really want to be white so bad, you know. You see someone that look like, they tell you that we don't have the same skin color, that they are. My goodness, I don't know why this is like, why I am laughing, but it is very sad. But it is somebody that look like me trying to convince me that they do not look like me. That is just the confusion, you know. It is what it is, but yeah, all the best to them. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.